So, you know, increasingly, like I said, you know, I keep reintroducing more traditional stuff back into the program. But I become more and more convinced that the only way you'll ever get anybody to do traditional techniques is to start them off with basic stuff, gloves on, and getting used to getting hit. In other words, if you try to do advanced stuff from the first time and it's like jab and you're going like, oh, I've never seen this shit before. No. You first learn to like, if nothing more, right? He goes, jab, I'm just getting used to seeing punches coming at me. And getting used to what real range is. I'm not blocking a jab that's there. I'm blocking a jab or cross or whatever it is that's really going to hit me. Then I can start doing, right? Or again, it's to give me the courage too, because to make the traditional techniques work, I have to at least stand my ground, if not move forward, right? Run them down, you know, that Chinese character I talk about. And you have to control the center. So like I said, what happens is that this gives us the stuff that we usually think of as not practical. In other words, like grab, you know, like they think like, oh, punches that come, you're going to go. But that's not how it's going to happen. Right? In other words, people think like you're going to go like block and then grab and then do something. But that's not happens when it's real life. And that's why, like, you know, people say, well, Chinese martial arts doesn't work, right? Because they can't pull it off. The reason they can't pull it off is they never practice it with real speed and real power, and then when somebody comes into their school to punch them in the face, they go, oh, and they die. Right? They fall down after 10 seconds. If I'm used to, right? And again, like I said, you know, it's his good intention to pull back the punch a lot of times. Right? He's jabbing, trying to pull it back. Right? Just do a jab, you know. Right? But you see how I slowed it down because I'm knocking it off the line, in other words. So even if he's trying to pull it back, it has to go like that longer way. But of course, when I'm doing it with the intent of I'm not just blocking, but I'm doing it with the intention of block and grab. See, before you get a chance to try to pull back the jab. All right, well, that I got, God gave me the end of the Velcro, but I want to prove that I can do it without the Velcro. I'm trying to pull back, but I knocked it offline. See, that wasn't the Velcro, right? That was just, I knew that this was going to make me safe so that this could come up and do it. So I end up with that 2-on-1. Okay? Now, once I have the 2-on-1, we pull. Now I can pull down. I can pull down. Or I can pull across. So in Kung Fu terms, right, this is all over our forms. But what's interesting is, again, Kung Fu's strength is also his weakness. Cat stance can be either I'm pulling him in or I'm pulling him down. So it's up to me to know that if I'm doing this in the forms, that I have at least two options. Swai Jiao, for example, has this, right? Mm-hmm. This is the pulling it down and across, in other words. Here. Maybe the other one, right? Here. Yeah, that kind of sucks, right? So, that's this with a forward stance, right? Whereas this is coming down, right? And this is just down, right? You can bring him down because I put him down and I'm trying to be nice with this. But you're going to go down and up. That's boom, pop, right? I talked about this already. You pull him head, you pull him down. Where's his head going? It's going down. So as it's going down, I go boom. Right? Boom. I pull it down because I'm trying to pin. I need a little more. Right? Because then there's stuff I can do from here. Right? There's the one that load like, and we might hit you with your own shoulder. Yeah. Right? Then of course course, there's the cross, you know, which is, well, across the body with that one. Right? So I go down low. I can pull you in, right? I pull you down and boom, straight up. I pull it in to do other things, or down and hit you with your own shoulder, right? Or I go across. Once I have these two hands on you, pull you in, pull you down, push you across. Pull you in, pull you down, pull you across. Does that make sense? And you'll notice the forward, right? That big giant V. So, block, block. Ooh. Block, block. Ooh. Block, block. Down. Block, block. Down. Block, block. Across. Block, block. Across. Now, what was interesting is, this is actually not called pulling. And in Prey Mat, this is called Lama Pai, and it means pulling. In Lama, it's Sun Pek Jump. Pek meaning to chop. And so the first application you usually learn of this is, but again, I have to be able to move that punch out of the way in order to do that. If I do that and then try to do that, it's just never going to happen, right? It's only if I go, right? He goes cross and I go, right? So it's, again, it's that same Fan Pao motion, get it out of the way, to then go boom. He goes jab, you know. Get it out of the way. And I learned both of these techniques from doing this. In the forms, right? Or 1, 2 forms. There's also says in the forms is the idea that as I block and pull, see footsteps. Right? He goes 1, 2, and then my footsteps. You see what I'm doing? Like I'm pointing. I'll pull you across. Right, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you just go in place and you go 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all over the white crane forms, they're all over the long forms. And again, it can be block, hit, it can be block, grab. And then I showed you a couple of variations on the block grab. So take the gloves off so we can start, you know, getting some tactile feeling in here. But remember, you would never be able to just do this if you never practiced without the gloves. The gloves is to learn to make sure you're actually blocking the punch. Then once we get beyond the, yeah, I know how to block the punch. Now I want to learn how to use my hands to grab, pull, twist, gouge, you know, little cigarettes, whatever it is. All right?